Today we're going to be floating from Greenwood Drive to the town of Leeburg. This is the best salmon fishing section on the river. The largest steelhead I've ever seen caught on this river was caught right there. And you can kind of see how that water's swirly. They'll stay right in that and then just swim. This is my home river in McKenzie. This is one I love to fish the most. You're in a McKenzie River drift boat. It's built in Springfield. A guy from Marcola, he's the one that built it. RB Boats. Extra hooks, always tied up. Some people call these bunny balls, puff balls. It's just yarn that you tie up and you roll up, and it's supposed to mimic an egg. You can dip them in different flavored juices that we all have, and steelhead and trout, salmon, really like them. They're really a toothy fish. The yarn gets caught in their teeth. They try to get rid of it, so they shake their head. When they're shaking their head, your rod's tugging, and so you set the hook. This is a puff ball, all ready to fish. You can see it, put on the hook. The weight's called a slinky, and it's parachute cord filled with lead, little lead BBs, and you don't lose nearly as much rigging this way. The slinky just kind of snakes its way along the bottom. These fish like these little side pockets and little chutes, and this is one. I'll see if there's any trout in here. I read a story about Barry Lopez, and he lives up in McKenzie. He's a famous nature writer, and he's got a deck that he goes to that overlooks McKenzie River, and he goes there every opportunity. And he's been doing it for 30 years. He still finds new things. And I'm thinking, my gosh, I've been floating these rivers for over 30 years, rowing them myself, over 40 years counting. I started when I was about 10. Then the ELP class, my McKenzie, taught me even more. So I just looked at this river as a place to catch fish. There's so much more here. You know, there are issues, there are people. And the people of up this valley just love this place. You know, it used to be a destination, and after my studies at University of Oregon, I realized it's a place. This is where I come, and I can share it with you guys. People do yoga, they meditate. You know, they do a bunch of different things to relax. This is where I go to worship. This is my meditation. This is where I can just sit and just watch the water and just observe and look. Tree.
Yeah.
This is a special jig, and fish love these. I love black, purple, red, any dark colors. And steelhead, salmon, trout will like this. And this is called a jig. And you tie them so that they stand straight up like that. And these feathers fluctuate when they go through the current, so it looks like it's alive. And the fish will come up, steelhead. That's what I normally catch on these. Will come up and they'll grab them, and you have this bobber right here. This bobber goes under. You set the hook. Pretty simple. I have a motto: jerk or be one. Okay? And that's what you do. And for beginning fishermen and fisherwomen, it's easy to cast this out and let it float, and you see it go under, you set the hook. And Megan has pointed out there have been dozens of fish rolling right over here. So I'm going to roll this jig down through there and see if we can't get bit. We're really not on a fishing trip today, kinda, so to say. We're just finding out information, and next week fishing really opens up. This river, even if I had to quit fishing this river, I have no problem doing that as long as I know that them salmon are in there. Because that's what makes this river healthy. You know, and we need to quit fishing with nets. We need to fish a different way, and that even includes me. If I have to quit fishing with bait, fine. You know, we need to help this. We've done it. You know, we created this mess. 200 years ago it wasn't like this. I've done a lot of traveling around the world, and I always would go to these places and I would see certain traditional things being done, and I always felt left out. Like, man, you know, what do we do? What do we do? I never realized this is what we do. This is our tradition here. You know, Springfield and the riverboat. The riverboat was, you know, originated here, the McKenzie River drift boat. And this is our tradition. It's coming out on a Saturday afternoon, floating the river, listening to the honkers. You can hear a rapid coming up, hear the birds. Another really good spot to fish.